my name's Alan and today I'm going to show you how I made these garden planter boxes. This is Rough Soil Woodcraft. I was contacted on Facebook by a local chap asking if I would build some garden boxes. He had specific spaces in mind, so sent me his dimensions, which I then used to design the boxes on my iPad using Shaper 3D. After working out a cut-in list, which is the first time I've tried that, I ordered the wood from a local timber merchant. Armed with a cut-in list, I then spent a few hours cutting all the required lengths with my circular saw. There was a fair number of pieces involved, as I had decided to make one of each of the boxes for ourselves as well as for the client and have some left over. As you can see, we ended up with a fair number of pieces, all measured, marked and cut and ready for the assembly process. For the corner posts, I thought it would look nicer if I cut out the square out of each of them to make them L-shaped. That way there'd be no screws holding the sides visible, plus it made the appearance look much more aesthetically pleasing, I figured. I did most of these with 2 passes as my little table saw was struggling to get through some of the treated wood in 1 pass. Outside now, taking advantage of the nice weekend weather and a chance to get my DIY clothes out, I pre-drilled a load of holes into the sides, back and front. After doing this, however, I realised that the wood was soft enough to screw straight into, so that saved me a bit of time for the rest of the build. Now to assembly. This is the first big planter, just screwing the front into a corner, adding the other corner, then rinse and repeat. Once both were made, I added the side pieces to form the box. No comment about my camera placement here. I was in a world of moan at this point and I'd forgotten I was recording. Next I fitted 3 lengths of timber to make up the base. This is going to be a planter lined eventually with heavy plastic, so I wanted to leave plenty of space for the client to pierce drainage holes. Out with the chop saw now to make the 45-degree cuts for the caps that will go around the top and sides of the planter. Fairly easy construction, but in the end, and although I didn't film it, I actually pulled these off this planter and did them again as I wasn't completely happy with the fit. I wanted them to extend out over the sides and the corners a little bit more. A final touch was to add some diamond-shaped pieces of wood just to break up the front, and I did the same later with the storage box to tie them in visually. I originally planned to make the trellis from thin strips of the same treated wood, but once I had cut down one with my table saw I could see they were way too fragile to use. So instead I bought a pre-made trellis and fitted it to a frame that I made from the treated wood. I cut some notches in the top trim, then made some half-lap joints using the depth stock on the miter saw. A bit rough and ready, but it was really secure when screwed together. Once the frame was made, I drilled and screwed the trellis on, taking care not to screw too tightly and cause the thin trellis wood to split. I assembled all this at home to check it out and then reassembled it at the client's home. For the small storage box, I followed exactly the same process, screwing the sides to the corners and fitting a base. This time the base is only a very small gap, so the small objects can be stored inside it. I made a basic lid that fits snugly on top of the box and added the same diamond detail to the front. And there we have it, a really nice set of matching boxes and a very happy customer, and the realisation that I need to buy some new DIY clothes. Thanks very much for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more of my projects. Cheerio!